Look, the negotiations are over. We already discussed the pay. That's the first thing. We got that out of the way long ago. First thing. I know the other community theaters around here don't pay. That's why I don't play for them. That's why no professional musicians play for any theater shows around town. It's ridiculous. There's no way you can earn a living doing all those rehearsals and all those shows for $500. One of them asked me to do Singing in the Rain that next spring. They offered me $500. I told them there was no way I could even consider it. I've explained to Larry what I'm used to getting paid. Even in the email that he is responding to with all this, I tell him that I'm getting paid $300 for 2 hours. $150 per hour is what I charge for private parties. He is demonstrating a total inability, or if nothing else, a total unwillingness to see things from another person's point of view. Quote, by the way, I'm going through the entire email. This is what my experiences with Mr. Goldstein have been like. Every single thing that he does is worthy of a complaint. Look at the first experiences I had with him. Greece. How he first said, okay, now make me this recording for free, and then said, oh, you're out because somebody else is doing it for free. I'm doing nothing wrong, he says. And then this, he tries to, scam me on the original pay, and then at the very end, he gloatingly cheats me out of half of the hours I work. Even this email, the starting and ending sentences are both so incredibly stupid and so incredibly offensive. So he says, I have accepted your fee. You may recall that I accepted Larry's offer. This only confirms that it was not an honest one. Larry continues, and I'm glad to pay it to you. As we see, he tried to get away with paying me less than half that. Now, this is good. Along with it, I need you to be the flexible party doing the extra work. Not me and our production. Okay, so first Larry tried to get me to accept 16.66 as a number on the high end of something between 20 and 25. Now he's saying that because I've accepted the lowest of his offers, because we've agreed that $20 an hour is the bare minimum, that I am therefore required to work for less than 20 an hour. Of course. Less than 20 means less than 20. He literally states here that because we agreed $700 will get him no more than 35 hours, that he had agreed to that. He's saying, I agreed to that, and therefore I'm required to give him more than 35 hours. Of course. This is a ridiculously obvious breach of contract. And it is not extra work that he's asking for. It's the work that needs to be done. Singing and band rehearsals, he is required to schedule. Those, along with dance rehearsals, are the only things I'm supposed to be there for. All of this while he has no work to do. Oh, by the way, I did do one thing to sort of compensate for the fact that I was taking advantage of his sleaziness and saying, okay, so between 20 and 25 an hour. 700 will get you between 28 and 35 hours. He said at one point that if we went over the 20 hours, the 35 hours, that he would pay me. I think he even said 25, actually, for those. It was nice of him. Required, actually. And extra nice on my part. This is my way of making up for that. I said, as long as I get the full $1,000, I'm not sweating it. I'm not counting nickels and dimes. If they need me to hang out for an extra hour or whatever, don't worry about it. As long as I get that full $1,000. I said that to him. I've got that in there somewhere. I didn't think to dig it up. It just occurred to me. But I can dig it up for you if you like. Okay, here we go. It's unbelievable. This man is unbelievable. Quote, I understand that if you can come in and sight read it and get it from the start, that's easier for you. If you have to practice, that's part of your consideration in taking the job. In an email dated October 6th, 2008, I wrote, quote, "Do you have the band parts? That would also help me with some of this. I figured out what the problem was with Santa Fe. You must remember me playing a simple bass line over and over and then stopping abruptly at measure 41, after which point I was just utterly confused. If you listen to the recording, this is when they go into 'Let's open up a restaurant' and the piano comes in with some fills, nothing steady, syncopated, which only makes sense on top of a steady beat, which is, of course, the sensible accompaniment for singing. For some reason, insanity, the score all of a sudden gives me all these fills, which I know were improvised, and leaves out everything else, even leaving entire measures of rest. If need be, I'll transcribe the missing bass part. Here's how hard I'm working. If need be, I'll transcribe the missing bass part. It's pretty simple, but right now I'm trying to get Act 2 together for tomorrow. Right now I'm trying to get, not a couple songs. It's supposed to be, tomorrow we're doing Roger and what's-his-name's duets. So these 4 songs, have those ready. And of course, I don't even, when he says, come in prepared to play the music, prepared to play what music? I am prepared to come into the first rehearsal. I've got an email telling them that. And start giving the singers their parts. I don't even play the piano accompaniment. I play their parts. We start with the harmonies. I spell it out really slowly. Soprano, alto, tenor, bass. And we go real slowly through all this stuff, and that's what we do for the first week. First couple of days, just harmonies, and then, people get the, this is how it's done. And then, if I make it clear to them also that if I'm going to do it solo piano accompaniment, that's completely different stuff than if I'm playing with the full band. Which music am I supposed to come in prepared to play? Where was I? It's pretty simple, but right now I'm trying to get Act 2, not a few songs, an entire act. Since that's what we did, run Act 1, run Act 2, that's all we ever did. Together for tomorrow. An enormous amount of work, and by the way, this is easy, the piano part is easy. Very few places where I would have had to have done any private practice. I think there were 3 places where it was like 2 to 4 measures, and it would have taken me, and I've been doing this for a long time, so I know how long it would have taken me. It would have taken me 15 minutes a day over 3 days, maybe. It would have taken me less than an hour total. Probably 3 practice sessions, sleep in between, that kind of stuff, and then maybe an hour tops. How long do you think it takes me to do all this? So I'm trying to get Act 2 together by tomorrow. Either way, it couldn't hurt to have the parts to refer to, even if just to save a few minutes of my time or everyone's during rehearsals. I'm seeing plenty of confusing or less than ideal moments in the score, which is normal. That's why we have rehearsals, and I shouldn't have to do all this work at home. But so far, nothing so completely ridiculous. I'll go into the reason I sent all this and told you all about Santa Fe, in case you still don't get it, in the next segment.